Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th episode of Ask BrandSpeak, where we're going to talk about today building your brand style. But before I get into that, I want to greet everyone who's joining us live here on Facebook and YouTube. So we have Rafael, our former intern. Hello, bro. Hope you're doing well. So we have our Miss Lay, our president and CEO. Hi, Miss Lay. You have Miss Eco as well. So I can invite everyone, to be, share some of your thoughts down in the comment section below, and also tag your friends, tag your colleagues so that they can join us for today's episode. And don't forget to share, share our live stream episode for today. All right. And we've been saying this throughout the past episodes. We say it every time we do our Ask Brand Speak session, and it's because we don't want you to miss out. So we are offering a free 10-minute brand consultation, right? So we are offering a free 10-minute brand consultation. If you guys are interested, type in the comments down below, I want 10. And if you're on Facebook, you'll see that question card pop up on your screen. Or if you're on YouTube as well, just comment down below, I want 10 to avail of our free 10-minute brand consultation. And one of our team members, our Facebook team will get in touch with you. We'll get your contact information, most probably your email address, so that we can schedule that 10-minute brand consultation. All right. So while you're here with us, if you haven't followed us on our social media accounts yet, here on Facebook and your YouTube, you're watching us live right now. We also have an Instagram account and a LinkedIn account as well. So look us up with our handle at BrandSpeak Asia. So give us a like, give us a follow, and subscribe on our YouTube channel as well. All right. So I'm sure you guys, I've mentioned it again, our title for today's, or our topic rather, for today's Ask Brand Speak episode is about building your brand style. And who better else to talk about it than our creative and design team here at BrandSpeak Asia. So let me introduce them to you. The design team manager, Sir Jerome Guzman, and our multimedia designer, Sebastian Orlando. Right. So good day, everyone. Hello. Nice
Hello,
to see you guys
everyone.
again.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. All right. So to start things off for us, so I want to ask you, how does design play a role in branding?
So to have a remarkable brand, your your branding must first come to signify the emotional gut feeling reaction a company can evoke from its customers. Now, if you want to build a successful brand, you need to be recognizable. And designing an impactful logo, building a website, and other brand assets help, helps you to the carve out a distinct style, and this leads
Mhm.
to brand recognition in the market.
Sir Jerome?
Right. For me, brand design and the style you use plays a vital role because it sets your brand's personality to your target market. Like what Sebastian mentioned earlier, how you design your brand creates an impact to your target market. So by creating that design look, the brand look and style, that would not just attract your target market, but also meet their needs as well.
Yeah, I agree, with what Sebastian said. It gives you that emotional feeling, what you said, Sir Jerome, right? The brand personality, right? So those things are very crucial. So if if you don't get that feeling, right? So when you look at a specific brand, with their logo or their design, then there's something missing, right? So if you don't get that initial impression or initial feeling, then there's something missing with your overall branding. Okay. So how do we start? How do we where do we start rather in building your brand style?
So we start at knowing your business goal, setting up your mission vision, and defining the personality of your brand, and especially the brand voice that you want to build. So once you establish those assets, you can begin in developing your company logo, and of course, choosing a font that will represent your brand, and then the color palettes for your brand as well. And then you can create that sound, the jingle, like the Intel sound, like, or the jingle symbol sound, doorbell sound, something like that. Or Next is you can create your layout, the template designs that you want to follow that will be seen across your social media posts, the posters, flyers, and other marketing materials. And lastly, of course, you can work with the photography style, the animation, illustration. I guess one common example for this one is when you post your social media, the artworks in your social Instagram feed. Because
Mm,
that Instagram feed, as you can see, there's have colors there that will actually set your personality already. So that's the reason why some people are very choosy and picky on what artworks or photos to pick to post in their Instagram is because they want to set their branding, their style in their Instagram feed. So yeah, that's it for me.
Now there are so many things that makes up a brand that includes PR, design,
mm,
writing,
yeah,
and
yeah,
etc. So I'll just give 3 points. So when it comes to branding, consistency is everything. First, you must plan out with a brand story that tells the world what your brand is all about. And this maybe consist of your company's vision, your company's mission, and your core values. Then from that perspective, after defining your brand will be the logo. So you have to design your logo guidelines for the company and remember that the second most important part of your brand is the logo. And it's one thing that everyone should immediately recognize as belonging to you. So, for example, will be the Nike swoosh, and and you you know that the three stripes belongs to Adidas. So and
yeah.
etc. So all of these brand style guide outlines rules for exactly how to use their logos, and this makes this will make it sure that nobody sends the wrong message with their brand, and it has to be used consistently. Then after the brand logo will be will be choosing your brand color palette, and to keep why we choose brand palette is to keep the brand recognition intact. It's it's important to make core brand colors well known and consistent. And the final point would be choosing your typography that matches your visual style. And this means outlining what fonts are used for what purposes for example for in print and on the web. And this doesn't need to be always extensive, so just focus on your most used fonts, usually just a one or two, um, and specify your font and design hierarchy with respect to font sizes. For example, big for the headers, medium
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
the subheaders, and smaller for the longer paragraphs. And the font weights, the light, bold, heavy, italics, and etc.
That's true. We even talked about this in our first few episodes about branding, where Miss Lay shared all about that. And with branding, with brands, people tend to think rather narrowly, if I may say so myself. When you think of brand, oh, it's the logo. When you think of the brand, oh, it's the colors that they use. But like what you guys have said, if I were to summarize it, you have to look at it with a holistic view. It's not just the logo. Yes, it is part of it. You have your logo, you have your typography, you have the colors that you use, and then but that's on the design side as well. But part of it as well is the message, right? The tone of voice that you want to portray. What's your key message that you want to give out to your audience, to your target market, right? And that's very true. And so now while we're at it, right? So now we're talking about the branding, the style guidelines. So how do you create a brand style?
So I will show you the process that we made for grocery. Uh, yeah. So just what I've mentioned earlier, brand story that a brand must have a brand story that tells the world what your brand is all about. So we designed the logo of this company the brand mark of the logo is the letter G, forming the shape of the shopping cart, as you can see here. And the color green is used to show the on the go or the moving pace of the brand it offers. So the word mark that we use is Museo Sans, a sans serif to represent brand's straightforward service. And the tagline of this brand is "Let the goods come to you." So just like so I will share a gist of this company. So this company launched during the pandemic, and not
Yeah.
a lot of the people can go outside to buy groceries. So we let the goods come to you by delivering the grocery to your doorstep. So we use the font used for this tagline is Capri, a sans serif font to represent the brand's respectable service. And the Pantone colors, the color palette that we've used, the main color palette that Grocery used is the green, the dark green, and the dark gray. So the clear zone. This is very important for logos to know the space or the breathing room that is maintained around the logo. So it should be kept free of graphics, meaning you can within this clear zone you can put any graphics or text around the mark or the logo. So it also defines the minimum distance of the brand mark to edge of a printed piece. So the proper user usage logo must have a proper logo usage. So logo shouldn't be modified, it shouldn't be altered or distorted.
Mhm.
Um, as you can see, I saw some people when they resize the logo, it is scaled like stretched, so it shouldn't be. If you are scaling font, you shouldn't be scaling like put it in a wide, so the logo um it's it looks like stretch. So we put proper logo usage to put that it shouldn't be altered and distorted, and it should be clearly seen on the material, just like this. And the Pantone colors of the logo must be followed correctly. So additional so we use extended color palette for social media and marketing posts for grocery, as you can see here on the left side, and a sample execution of the color palettes that we use here. Uh, so next will be some the post that we um the sample designs that we post on Instagram. So we are, as you can see, we are flexible enough, and we are um we are flexible enough to adjust to our dependent target customers. As you can see here, the campaign here is for the summer bundle. So yeah, and that last example here are for the um, International Women's Month. So the the designs are flexible to use the color. This is, by the way, the color of the International Women's Month, this violet. So we adjusted our post to meet the needs or to meet the target customers. So we used violet as our main color for the the Women's Month package. So yes, yeah.
Great. Right. So there's a bit of a juxtaposition there, parang your branding guidelines should be limiting in a sense that it gives you an idea of what you should do and what you should not do with your branding, right? But also you have to be flexible enough to, to keep up with the times, right? Especially now that we're all digital, and especially in digital, it's all about relevance, right? It's all about staying up to date. You're really communicating with your intended market. So with your branding guideline, right? So you have to be limiting to a certain point and flexible enough to adjust as well, right? Okay. So we just want to give a quick shout out as well. We mentioned Ghostery. So Ghostery is one of our clients. And if you guys are interested, quick plug-in. If you are, if you don't want to go out, don't want to go out and risk getting infected with COVID, or just want to stay safe at home, have the convenience of shopping for your groceries online with GoCity. So visit their website, www.go-seri.ph. All right. So just want to give that a quick plug-in, quick shout out for GoCity. All right. So before we proceed to our questions, I just want to remind everyone, our viewers, if you have a question about branding or design, let us know in the comments as well, and we can get to you. But we do have a question here. This came from our Instagram story. So if you're not following us yet, head on over to our Instagram. And the question is, this is a fun one actually, and it says here that, have you ever worked on a style guide or a branding guideline that you didn't particularly like? Yeah. So I'm sure. And how was your approach to that? So I'm sure, us. I'm sure even for you guys as designers, right? You have your own preferences. You have your own style of execution when it comes to design. But what was your experience with that? Right? Have you encountered like working with a client or a branding guideline that you particularly didn't like? What was your experience on that?
Um, for me, I guess I would say that I am blessed. I haven't encountered any of that situation or that problem. So, but if I am to encounter that challenge, when I am not comfortable working with that particular brand style, maybe I will try to compensate and meet the client's needs. At the same time, I can suggest, you know, what other ways or design that we can present in order for it to be more appealing to their target market. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, same with Sir Jerome. So thank God that we haven't experienced um a poor, should I say, a poor style guide. But what I would do would be would be respect. I think respect the brand guidelines that are given to us, because it may it may it may look bad for us designers, but I think if it clearly targets their target customers or their target markets, then who am I to change it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I may suggest one for for them, a better guide or style guide, but it is it is clearly up to them for it to approve it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, just because we don't particularly like it doesn't mean that we won't work on it. We doesn't exactly mean na okay, di natin tatanggapin yung kliyente na to or yung account na to.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work that way. But yeah, we're professionals. We still work with it. But that's good. That's good. All right. So we can move forward. We're talking about it. So what brand or a company for you guys now do you believe has a consistent and effective brand style throughout the years? It can be a new brand or like a brand that's been present for over the centuries already.
Okay. For me, the most effective brand is Coca-Cola. So ever since my childhood memories with it, when they first launched that the holidays are coming commercial, wherein the trucks and the caravan of Coca-Cola were passing through
Oh
these
yeah,
long vans,
caravan.
crossing the road, passing by villages, and then the lights, Christmas lights were lighting up, and then the people were looking out the window, and you can see that they're very happy. Somehow it creates a mood of bonding with their family, some cheerful mode and nostalgia for the happy days. And you can see that it made a connection to their target customers. So aside from that, as the campaign progresses, I think it has a repeat or follow through commercial the following years. So I guess it was a hit. So aside from that, the Coca-Cola campaign veered to another campaign strategy as the times goes on, is the Share a Coke campaign. For me, that experience is also memorable because you can there's a your name or your friend's name or someone your family member's name is on the Coke bottle itself, the Coke bottle design. So somehow it made the Coca-Cola bottle somehow it made a personal connection to us, the customers, the consumers. So as you can see, that brand was very effective because, like what I said, it made a connection to the target customers. That's for me.
Right. How about you,
Yeah.
Bro?
So for me, one thing that comes to mind is Jollibee. Um, it's uh, it's clearly for the Filipino people, and the most important the most important one is Jollibee's cos in-depth consumer knowledge of the Filipino taste. So Jollibee was quick enough to offer customized menu that is suited for the Filipino taste. And Jollibee created a family ambience in all of their outlets, and it is realized that uh, Jollibee is a Filipino family that revolves around its children. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very true. If I can add on that, bro, with Jollibee, for me, we're not sponsored by the companies or the brands that we mentioned. They're just companies that think that they're doing a really good job with their marketing and their branding as well. But for me, yeah, medyo biased kasi laking Jollibee ako. But with Jollibee, I really appreciate the efforts that they do with their branding. It's really consistent with their overall message and what they stand for as a company. Because with Jollibee, they're really a family centric brand. They focus on sharing, promoting family values. Togetherness, and you can really see that in their marketing campaigns. And I guess that shows the consistency of their brand as well, right? That no matter what campaign that the company or the brand is doing, whether they're doing advertorials, commercials, or right now like online social media marketing, digital marketing, right? Now, especially with I guess one of their viral campaigns is the Kwentong Jollibee, right? You can clearly see their branding throughout their different efforts, and that really speaks of the consistency of their brand. It's really promoting family and togetherness. So that right there. So I just want to share with them. Everyone else is also sharing their thoughts on the brands that they love. They're in comments. Just going to read through that. We have a couple of people who like Coke as well. We have a couple of people who are with me. Mga Jollibee fans.
Bida
Right.
ang saya.
Bida ang saya, yeah. For me, yeah. How about me? What brand do I like? Oh, I guess I mentioned it, Jollibee as well. It's one of my top brands as well. But if I were to give another example, I think McDonald's also deserves like a
Yeah.
mention up there as well. Not just because I guess it's because of their creativity as well with and how they create their visuals in terms of how they've been throughout the years with McDonald's, right? You see the golden arches, you see that the golden arch, it's McDonald's, but also
Yeah.
in their in the way that they do their visuals online. Let's see. What I'm talking about here is if you've ever been to McDo, right, and you try to connect on their Wi-Fi and their in-store Wi-Fi, right, and what I loved about it is that their visual, they used the French fries as to recreate the Wi-Fi signal. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. For the comments, if you guys have ever seen that, let me know down in the comments para alam ko hindi ako nag-iisa dito, no. But it's just so fun, right? So it's just that kind of creativity that you can do with your brand. It's just great, and I always appreciate those kinds of things that their creative team does, right? Right. Okay. even other brands, not every brand can do this. I say this all the time whenever we gather as a team, right? I really admire how Angkas does their marketing, especially here on social media, right? I'm sure you guys have heard me say that time and time again. But they're just so playful, ang saya lang nila with their social media, and not all brands can do that, right? So of course you have to have a sense of formality, or maybe it's just because that's who they are as a brand. Like they have that fun, engaging personality as a brand. That's why they can do those kinds of things, and not all brands can do, right? So it's just a good vibes, long happy, right? So okay, let's move forward, right? So as we end reach the end of our talk. I'm sure. Just want to remind everyone, if you have questions for us, feel free to let us know in the comments below, and we can get to them as well. But so just to close us here today, I want to ask you guys, what are your takeaways or tips, when it comes to branding and design?
So branding is a complex process, right? So each step should be well thought, and it, it it should be based on the needs of the target audience and the business goals. So yeah, so that's my takeaway for you guys.
Okay. For me, I believe that brand style will be considered effective once you see it fully utilized in your marketing campaigns, and it has
Yeah.
gained a lot of followers and has generated growth in your sales. So aside from that, an effective brand style is not just creating the physical image of the brand, but building a character with a positive attitude for the brand that will for the brand, and at the same time it will be well received and reciprocated by your target market. Once you've captured the heart of your target market, you know that your brand style is really effective. Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Right. That's good, right? Your brand is who your company is and what people say about you. And if you do your market research, right, if you ask people what they think about your brand, and if what people say doesn't match with what you have in mind, then you need to do a little bit of change here and there, right? So that's right. It's just not about your design. It's just not about your logo. Like what I said earlier, you need to have like a holistic view of it. Your brand and your branding consists of a lot of things, right? Like what we mentioned earlier, it consists of your logo, consists of your tone of voice, your typography, your color palettes, and all these things, right? All these things build up your brand, build up your branding. And one thing, I guess, for me, if I were to share with our viewers today, right? You know, it takes time, right? I'm sure you guys can agree with me as well. It takes time to build your brand. It's not something that's done overnight. Just because you already have a complete branding guideline does not necessarily mean you're set already. You need to build on it. You need to effectively communicate your brand with your audience, and it takes time for them to build it. Especially like with the examples that we gave earlier, right? The likes of Coca-Cola, McDo, Jollibee. These are companies that have been doing it for a number of years already. Then they've done it, and of course, and it comes with a specific challenge as well, right? For companies like that, no, na matagal na sila, and it's not so much as changing it up again, but their challenge is to be staying on top of mind with their audiences, right? So thank you very much, Sir Jerome and Sebastian, for joining us today. I hope our viewers, you got something from us today. Um, so we're there. So thank you very much for your time, and I just want to remind everyone, as we close this one, give us a like and follow on our social media accounts here at BrandSpeak Asia. You can look us up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on LinkedIn as well. And of course, we do offer a free 10-minute brand consultation. Type "I want 10" down in the comments below if you want to avail of a free 10-minute brand consultation, and we'll get in touch with you. Our engagement team will get in touch with you as well. All right. So that wraps us up as well. So thank you very much for everyone for joining us today. Enjoy your lunch, and don't forget also to join us next week, Friday again at 12 noon for another Ask Brand Speak session, another Ask Brand Speak episode rather. And stay tuned and updated with our social media accounts for what topic that we'll be talking about as well. Or if you have a topic in mind that you want us to talk about, let us know. Send us a message, after the live stream as well, and we'll take that into consideration. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sir Jerome. Thank you, Sebastian. Have a good day, everyone.